Good evening and good afternoon. I'm Eileen Hunt, AGO President. Welcome to this webinar today. We are delighted you could all attend. Thank you for taking your time to come to this wonderful presentation. It's my great honor to serve as AGO President, and I'm really delighted to be here tonight to share this occasion. I bring you greetings from the entire National Council. We are so grateful for all of the wonderful volunteer leadership, continuing leaders and new leaders. Thank you for all you do. I hope your September has gotten off to a wonderful start for church or for school programs. September is a very busy month, and wishing you all the best for your programs this year. This is also a very exciting time for AGO as we're involved in a wonderful restructuring initiative in order to improve and make a better member experience. So lots of new programs coming along which will help chapter leaders and chapter members as we work together. You'll be hearing tonight from both staff members, AGO headquarters staff, and volunteer leaders as well. So I encourage you to sit back and enjoy the conversation, ask questions, and thank you for being here. I would now like to introduce James Thomashour, Executive Director of AGO.
Thank you very much, President Hunt. My pleasure it is to be with you, everybody, today. And on this difficult day, September 11th, I'm going to ask that we take a moment of silence to remember those who are fallen on this horrible day. You all, I'm sure, will remember where you were on 9/11. I remember going to the top of our building on Riverside Drive and seeing the smoke billowing off the towers on that terrible day. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you. We have a lot to be thankful for today. Among the exciting things that are happening coming up soon are some anniversaries of chapters, major anniversaries. So we have the Greater Bridgeport chapter and the New London chapter and the Charleston chapter are all celebrating coming up their 74th or 75th anniversaries in their 75th year. Major anniversaries for these wonderful chapters. And extraordinarily, the Lehigh Valley chapter is coming up on its 100th anniversary, coming up very soon. So we congratulate these chapters. Lehigh Valley is 100 years old on 11/14, so just 3 days away. I'm looking forward to celebrating with them very soon. As I'm sure you know, we are in the process of creating that new database, that new association management software system called IMAS to replace OnCard. We are re-baselining it. As you have heard, no doubt, Josh Freeman, our former technology chief officer, has left and moved on to a new position. So that's given us an opportunity to hit the reset button. We are now making use of a very dedicated IMAS specialist, someone who spent 20 years, over 20 years, working with IMAS and is an award-winning IMAS support professional. Tom Walker. So we are working with Tom now, re-baselining the program for IMAS so that we have a new schedule, which will get us to a late January, early February rollout. And of course, with the rollout, we are also rolling out a new website because the two go hand in hand. So be patient with us, folks, but we are getting there with a brand new AMS, brand new database of all of our members, and a brand new website at the same time. The information that's being translated includes all the certification data. It's being brought over from Impact, all of the charitable giving data. We have to make sure the renew and join process are working properly. Everything imaginable that goes on in our database, all the competition information, all the chapter information, it all has to be brought over, tested, validated, make sure it works before we go live. So that's what's coming up for the AGO in the next few months. That's our primary focus, as a matter of fact. And with that, I'm going to turn the proceedings over to our Chief Membership Officer, Elizabeth George.
Thank you, James. No, I'm not coming live from the Sistine Chapel, but I did visit about a month ago and I couldn't resist having this as my background tonight. I want to echo Eileen and just say welcome. I do feel like this is the new school year. And I don't know about you, but maybe this dates me. I remember each year when I got a new lunchbox and a new box of Crayola crayons. I don't even know if they make Crayola crayons anymore, but it was so thrilling to be able to go to school on that first day. And we want you to be excited about this upcoming year of programs that you are creating. And we also want you to know that we are really analyzing how best we can help chapters of different sizes. There's no one size fits all membership. There's no one size fits all chapter. And with that in mind, you will be pleased to know that we are in the process of updating our chapter operations procedures. Now, many of you I know have been struggling to do this, have called and said, by any chance, do you have our chapter operating procedures? We can't find them. And unfortunately, we have not been able to find them. We have a few, but so as you create them, please do send them to us. At least you know they'll be located in one place that you know you can always ask for them. And we do have actually a webinar coming up next Monday on chapter operations policies and procedures. So if you haven't registered for that, I really hope you will. So we talked about, we want to give you a lot of tools and resources in your lunchbox for this year. And I'm really excited to share with you a little bit more information about our chapter specialist support team. So I'm going to share our website so that you can see exactly where to find these people. Now, this is an initiative that we have been working on. Everyone has for many, many months. It was launched officially on the 1st of September. So you go to the chapters tab, you go to the down to the drop down menu and click on the chapter specialist support teams. And it's whirring, it's thinking. There we go. All right. So as you can see, we have a variety of people that are involved in being part of these teams that are focused on marketing and communications, on technology, on programming, on education and certification, membership, chapter leadership, and financial development. And I'm very pleased to say that we already had our first submission a little over a week ago for some help with a website. So a representative from our tech support team is now working with a chapter officer. So as you scroll down, you can see, you can put your name in here, your officer position, your chapter, and then you have a drop-down menu of where you need assistance. Email, please do you confirm your email, and a phone, just in case an email gets thrown into spam. We have a phone number for you. And then there's a section here where you can really add a little bit more information about what it is specifically that you do need assistance with. But we're very, very excited about this. Now you've got additional people who've got your backs, in addition to our wonderful regional counselors and AGO staff. You now have a group of subject knowledge experts in so many different areas that may be of concern to you or where you need assistance. So I'm thrilled about this. I encourage you not to be shy. Please, please, please take advantage of it. We want you to do that. And, by the way, I'm sorry, forgive me, but I'm going to share this screen again because many of you do not realize, let's see if I can get up here, the very top, that we have a 10% discount to Sheet Music Plus. So I think each month when JW sends out our monthly e-news at the end of the month, he's going to try to put in an additional benefit that you may not know. But I know a lot of people did not know about this. The way you can access it, you have to log into OnCard, and it will give you a special code. The code changes every month. And at checkout, you just enter the code once you have put your music that you want to buy into your shopping cart. So I just wanted to mention that. And I really don't think that I have too much else to talk about. So we have a new team member that many of you have not met. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Valerie Franzen, who is our Director of Convention and Events. So Valerie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and it is my pleasure to attend my first AGO town hall. So thank you for being here with me. And while everyone else is talking about the beginning of the school year, I'm going to talk about next summer. And I'm very excited to be working on the 2024 National Convention, along with many other things, but we have some exciting information about that. And we have an amazing hotel rate at the San Francisco Marriott Marquis. It's $169 a night. So, excuse me, for those of you who thought it was going to be too expensive, we're so thrilled that we were able to negotiate such a great deal and look forward to seeing so many of you there. Just a few teasers. We have magnificent venues, including 3 iconic cathedrals. We have performances scheduled with David Higgs, Faith Fries, Shin Young Lee, Olivier Latry, Jeanette Fishel, Kimberly Marshall, and Chanticleer. And it just so happens that we're going to be immediately following Pride Week in San Francisco, which certainly would be very exciting and interesting. And we are adding a new innovative design for our exhibit hall because we think it's time to shake things up a little bit, and we look forward to seeing you there. Now I'd like to pass it on to Felicia Ross, the Member Engagement and Chapter Support Manager.
Hi, everyone. Great to be with everyone here tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about our dashboard. So what is a dashboard? So the dashboard is a snapshot in time of how the Guild is doing. Where do you find that dashboard? Well, I'm going to share my screen. We'll walk you through it. Great. So, there we go. Here we go. So we're on the home page underneath chapters. Then we're going to chapter leadership toolkits. It's going to take you to the chapter leadership toolkits page. You're going to scroll all the way down until you see the prior month with the year membership dashboard. When you click on that, it's going to open up an Excel file. I hope everyone can see the Excel file here. Did that pop up in front of everyone? Can I get some nods? Great, thank you. So our dashboard shows how the entire Guild is doing. So right at the top, we have all the new members we took in the month of August. That shows at the top all the time. If you scroll on down, we're going to go to our member counts. That shows where we were last year at this time compared with this year at this time. We've got the straight up numbers and we've got the graphs for those who prefer a more visual representation. Keep on going down. We show our membership broken down into different categories. As you can see, our special category is our largest category and growing. Keep on going down. We go to our member counts month over month. That just shows the change month to month, the differences there. And then we continue to break those counts down by region. So you can see where your chapter compares to other chapters in your region. That also comes in graph form, showing this year and last year at the same month. Keep on moving down. It'll show you how many different chapters are in each region and then the size breakdown of our different chapters. So you can see where you fit in our size scale. The next thing we track on here is the number of young organist members moving to the regular category every month, the regular members moving to the special category every month, and then those who have passed. Are scrolling right on down, moving along. Our next report is the number of members who reinstate themselves every month. And I like to talk about this with our cancellation report at the same time. And that is because we've ended our 3-month grace period and now there's only a 2-week grace period. So some months you might see someone is canceled if they didn't pay their dues on time and reinstated in the same month if they paid after the 14th, but before the end of the month. You'll see those people represented in both charts there. Scrolling on down, we'll see kind of a summary section here at the bottom. We talk about our total new members. This reiterates some of that information that's at the top of the chart there. And then we talk about our other member types, the chapter friends, our subscribers, and our affiliate memberships down at the bottom. One of the really, really useful things about this dashboard is you can see change over time. If you look down here at these tabs on the bottom, I know this can be really small for you to see. You can see each prior month. This dashboard and this one file that you download will contain information for every month. Going back down, you see I'm scrolling through to get to the first tab here with these tiny little arrows on the bottom left. This goes all the way back to a very simple report when they started these dashboards back in April of 2019. So that goes all the way back to 2019. So that covers our membership dashboard. So let me stop sharing. Well, thanks so much for that quick little tour. If you have any questions about how your chapters compare with AGO National or everyone in aggregate, please reach out to me, let me know. Or if you would like help preparing your own chapter specific dashboard, that is what I'm here to help to do. Okay, before I pass this along to Sue, we do have some questions in the Q&A box if we'd like to take those live. The first one is from Mr. Matthew Swingle. If we're working to create our own chapter-specific procedures, should we wait to complete ours until the new template update from National? Elizabeth, would you like to take that? It shows that you did want to answer that on the question box.
Yes, I would. I don't think it's going to be too long. James has already reviewed them. They just need to be presented to National Council to review them and approve them. So don't spend a lot of time doing this. And we'll talk about this a little bit more next week if you can join our webinar on chapter operations procedures. I just want to thank Felicia. You know, that dashboard really tells a story. It's a lot livelier than looking at just an Excel spreadsheet of numbers. And I encourage you every month, it is uploaded. So you were looking at August. We are always behind because it takes time to put the reinstatements back in. But I put it up every month when Felicia does it. She does an excellent job of it, and she keeps fine tuning it and fine tuning it. And we'll say, well, gee, can you add that? Can you add that? And so kudos to Felicia. I really appreciate all that you have done. And Randy, I didn't know about the music discount until recently. However, it's been a pain to figure out when the discount code has changed. It would be helpful when you send out notice to say the code will change on the 1st of every month, for instance, so we don't have to find out the hard way that the code is no longer valid. That's a really good point. Randy, I think we can do that. I think we can definitely make that happen. David Jenkins, thank you for your comment. I just want to confirm the hotel rate for San Francisco convention is $189. That's what's on the website. Is that correct, Valerie?
Well, we can now offer you $169, so we're saving you even more money.
Oh,
but thank you for checking and clarifying. Yes, it's now $169. So we'll update that.
Awesome. I don't know about you, but I don't know where you can get a hotel room for $169. So anyway, thank you for clarifying that. And by the way, please do continue. I didn't say this in the beginning, to post questions. This is your time to get answers, and we also want to hear from you. So I'm going to go ahead and, since I've been speaking, just introduce our next wonderful regional counselor, Sue Mitchell-Wallace, who's got some super exciting news to share with you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Greetings from Atlanta and from a person who fell in love with Oracle Kids a few years ago, and the love affair just keeps growing. We are so excited about a wonderful resource and a place on the web that will just keep adding resources for chapters who are continuing to have pipe organ encounters, who are continuing to have pedal pipes and pizzas, organ day, with scientific experiments that you can do. And if you are a chapter or near a chapter who owns an Oracle Kids instrument, there will be all kinds of information on this Oracle Kids book resource on the web, including videos, including science experiments in all aspects of STEAM, science, technology, history, and of course the arts. There will be ideas for fundraising, ideas for bringing guild members to be ambassadors in the community. There will be suggestions of how to meet people in the community and take Orgle kids on the road, how to collaborate with Orgle kids and organ recitals, how to reach out into the community in inner city areas where children do not have as much opportunity for music, to get into homeschooling. I am just so excited. The contributors to this resource are from all over the country. This project actually started over 20 years ago, and it has just bloomed in the last few years. And I think watching the faces of children, watching the faces of Agoyo students, watching the faces of organ professors and organists who may have retired but still have that wonderful tingling in their fingers to play an instrument. Everybody just has such a joy on their face when they see and hear an Orgle kid's instrument, and when they see how children respond to the magnificent science and art of the organ. And we hope that more chapters will join in. We hope that chapters that have Orgle Kids kits will take them on the road and share them with other chapters in the state. And to me, it is probably the best thing that could happen to the American Guild of Organists in the 21st century. And somebody who's very interested in working with young people in Agoyo and Orgle kids is our next speaker, Michelle Cardos from California.
If I can just jump in for a second, forgive me, Michelle, but someone did ask, where is there going to be a list of chapters who own Orgle Kids kits? Yes, it will be up there. It will definitely be up there. You'll be able to find it. So I just wanted to answer that question. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sue. Okay, Michelle, it's your turn.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah. So hello from sunny Los Angeles. And it is sunny now. Although we have had rain recently. Big surprise for us, but it's so good to be with you all tonight. I'm here just to take a minute of your time to tell you a little bit about a project that our Agoyo committee has been working on, and we would really appreciate your help in this. So we have developed a program specifically aimed at young organists. And the idea is to have a concert as a chance for young organists to perform, a way to kind of give them an opportunity and also for them to connect with each other, to learn how to receive and give feedback, and a way to offer your support as a chapter for the upcoming generation. So we have put together a really great document that kind of lays out all of the different steps that you might need to take to put on such a program. And we're looking for some different chapters of different sizes that might be interested in this. We would like to work with you on this and to get your feedback in developing this a little bit further. And that way we can put it up as a resource for all chapters to use as a way to reach out to potential young organists in a new way. So we'll be posting that on our section of the website. And if this is something that you are interested in developing with your chapter, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you and would love to work with you on this. So thank you.
Thank you. This is such an exciting project. I got a sneak peek of it, and wow, this is what we need. So I have to thank Michelle and everyone in Agoyo for all the hard work that they've done. We do have a couple of questions. Lars Anderson, from Sacramento Valley. Regarding renewals, does the member get notified by National that they are about to get canceled? And when does that notice get sent? And is it done via email or snail mail? What is the official grace period now? Well, we said it's 2 weeks after your expiration date, but I'm gonna volley this ball over to Felicia, because last month in our newsletter that we sent out, we did step by step by step by step of the process of the renewal. So Felicia, please share again.
Great. So the renewal process starts 3 months before your expiration date. That's when we open up that invoice so you have a bill that you can pay. So for that first notification, it is by your preference. So it is up to the member whether or not they receive that via print or email. That is also how the second notice works. It's either your preference, print or email. That second notice goes out 2 months before your expiration, and then the final notice goes out about 2 weeks before your final notice goes out about 3 weeks before your expiration date. And that one is always in print. I also send out an additional notice to chapter leaders. As soon as I finish mailing out all those final invoices, your chapter leaders get notified. Anyone who has not renewed, who will be expired that following month. So I hope that answers your question. If you need any further information, we can always send you a copy of that chapter leader newsletter article again that has everything written out for your chapter.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know there were some people that were just shocked when they got this final letter, but it isn't that they haven't received them. You know, we all get so much email that it might have gotten lost in your inbox. So we do want to make that last renewal, urging you to renew in a paper form. We have an attendee who has asked, looking at the dates for the National Convention next year, is there any discussion about not planning future conventions on or near around July 4th?
I can take that.
Okay, James.
Yes, there is discussion about not having the conventions around July 4th. There's a working group that's discussing everything about conventions, including the number of conventions, the timing of conventions, the location of conventions, the dates of conventions. So without question, this is under consideration whether we should make it a practice to avoid the 4th of July going forward, as opposed to always seemingly hitting around the 4th of July. The reason for that 4th of July date is that we get the best rates at the hotels. Hotels are usually very empty around the 4th of July because people are at home having barbecues and being with their families. So the hotels are empty and they're hungry for business. So they give us very, very low rates typically around the 4th. That's the historical reason why not only the AGO, but many organizations have conventions around the 4th of July, lots and lots of them. So we are looking at whether we should eliminate that line set and look for other dates that are not over the 4th of July for our conventions. Absolutely under consideration, yes. Valid.
Thank you.
And in 2025, they are not over July 4th.
So we have 4 regional conventions in 2025, none of which are over the 4th of July, right, Valerie?
That is correct.
Okay. 2
We
forts,
hear you.
Fort Harrisburg and Phoenix, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Fort Worth, Texas, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Phoenix, Arizona. Those are your sites of the 2025 regional conventions, just 4. So they'll be busy.
Okay, I want to open the floor up to you. Do we have any other questions? Does anybody want to share a program they're doing this year that's new, that they haven't done before, that they're excited about? You can raise your hand, or you can put it in the Q&A box. I'm checking. Okay, Matthew Swingle, thank you. Not a question, but our chapter is commissioned a composition by composer John Benke, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, for organ kids and full pipe organ at the Festival of Great Organ Music, featuring organists of Southwest Florida at the Arts Naples Performance Hall, this organization who supervises the Naples Philharmonic. And this performance and premiere will be in June of 2024. Well, Matthew, I guess I know what chapter visit I'm going to be doing then next June, but that's exciting, very exciting. Mark Anderson with the Central North Carolina chapter has shared that we are going to have 2 young organist concerts this year. God bless you. I think that's great. A little plug from Rona Davis with Worcester. Please come to the Rigor 150-year festival, well, 150-year-old festival, celebrating 150 years of Rigor. That's taking place in Worcester. It's the first week in November. It's 3 days, and there are going to be recitals and concerts and workshops. And I'm very excited that I am going to be attending that. Anybody else have any questions? Anything that they would like answers about, or that they want to? Oh, we have another one. Sorry, Claire Di Cosade. BAGO, Boston, and the Harvard Organ Society invite you to join sound healing practitioners, Kathy Meyer and Janet Kesenich, for an experiential evening filled with relaxing sounds of crystal and metal singing bowls, tuning forks and drums, and learn how vibrations can recalibrate your nervous system, reduce your blood pressure, and put you in a better mindset. I could have used this all of last year, Claire. Thank you very much. But I remember you did this already, and I remember reporting about it in another chapter newsletter, and it just sounded really, really interesting. Betsy Lord, hello from the Annapolis chapter. In March, we are having a hymn festival in Annapolis. Daniel Ayun from Peabody will direct and play. Very cool. Very cool. David Jenkins, Twin City chapter, is sponsoring a shared concert by the first and second place winners from our 2023 North Central Riccio. Wonderful, wonderful. So that's exciting. I'm so glad that you are coming up with some fun ideas, something different. And I think, you know, we've talked about the more that you can collaborate with other arts organizations in your area, the easier it is. Collaborate with other chapters. It just makes it a little less planning on your shoulders. Don't think there are any more. Peggy Graff in the Fort Worth chapter, hi Peggy, is having a young organist recital in November. Students from UNT and SMU will be performing. That's so exciting. It's really, really great. Really, really great to just hear about how so many of you are really wanting to keep those young organists engaged. Betsy Lord, you came in late, and I have to answer this. Did you talk about the handbook for pedals, pipes, and pizza? We will have one November 6th at the Naval Academy. And I am sorry, I did speak with the Committee on Continuing Education, and it is being fine-tuned, is not ready to be published at this point. I may have jumped the gun on that. So I'm sorry, because I think it's going to be a great resource, but it probably, I don't know if it'll be ready by November 6th, but as soon as it is, we will let you know, most definitely. Let's see, anybody else? David Nichols, why only 4 conventions in 2025? Was Phoenix on your list?
Well, I'll answer that. Phoenix is one of the 4. So the answer is yes. Why only 4? Because only 4 chapters sent in applications to host conventions. If 7 had sent them in from 7 different regions, we would have entertained 7. But we only had 4 applicants. That's why only 4.
Thank
By
you,
the way,
James.
I did put in the chat a link to a page on an Orgel Kids website that you can explore, and has all the different locations that Orgel Kids kits can be found. So that's in the chat.
Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Joyce Gerstenlau asked about that. So there, that's for you, Joyce, and for everybody else.
That's great. Thank you. And it will be on our website.
And Joyce is our regional convention coordinator for the Harrisburg convention, by the way. So thank you, Joyce, for joining us in that context.
Anyone else that I've missed? Anybody else want to say anything? Any concerns? Okay. Jane, thank you so much. We are being challenged because the Southern Delaware chapter is disbanded. So we have changed one of our meetings to a church in South Delaware, and have decided to live stream some of our programs. Good for you. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. I look forward to being able to view those. You know, technology can really cover, we see a heart coming up there. That's great. Wonderful. I'm so proud that you're doing that. Thank you so much. Felicia, how many offhand, I don't want to put you on the spot, chapters have we still not received officer rosters from?
We're right around 18. I want to say 16 to 18 we have not received rosters from.
Okay. If you are one of those chapters that has not submitted an officer roster yet, I can only assume it's because you are having challenges in finding volunteers. And we realize that, and we want to make it easier for people to want to volunteer. So if you are struggling with this, please contact us. Let's have a discussion about it. so that we can help you, because unfortunately, if your roster hasn't been updated in Impact, you do not get any of the notifications of webinars that are coming up. I guess in essence, you wouldn't be here tonight if you didn't get a notification to register for this. But if some of you are struggling in finding volunteers, let's talk. Let's re-envision, if you were going to build your chapter from the ground up, what would it look like? Any other thoughts from our wonderful panelists here tonight?
Sure, I'd just like to take a second to plug another Agoyo webinar. On October 16th, the Agoyo Committee will be hosting a panel presentation called Navigating Tomorrow. It'll be a discussion of young organists from our Young Organist Committee talking about the environment that young organists are operating in and what they want from you as an AGO chapter. You can register for that on the AGO's webinar page and also submit questions for our panel. Again, that's going to be on October 16th at 7 o'clock with our Young Organist Committee. So I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Felicia. And someone posted, I am grateful that AGO National is listening to the membership at large and is showing willingness and readiness to, oh, where did it go? Where did you go? To,
I typed the answer, right? To listen to the membership.
To listen to the membership. That was the basis of it. Yeah.
I type, thank you very much, because I appreciate that.
Thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely want to hear from you. We can't solve problems if we don't hear from you. Rana, if we have the same roster as 2022 for 2023, you just need to update their terms so that it ends in 2024. If you would do that, if you haven't done that, go ahead and just end it. And some of you have 2-year terms, so it might be 2025, but please do go ahead. But I think yours is up to date. I'm pretty sure yours is up to date. So again, we do have a webinar coming up next Monday, chapter operations procedures. And then on September 25th, Jeff Verkuylen, who is on our finance committee, along with some representatives from our finance chapter specialist support teams, will be presenting a webinar, Your Responsibilities Serving as Treasurer. And you may have noticed when we've been promoting these webinars, we've been calling them chapter leader short takes. We're trying to keep these to 30 minutes. We're mindful of how valuable your time is. So when at all possible, we are doing our best to keep them at 30 minutes. And okay, so we're just about 8 minutes over. We're at 7:38. I think I've answered every question here. So I just want to say, for the volunteer members on chapter special support teams, are there supposed to be regular meetings or do they meet on case-by-case basis? We're going to be having quarterly meetings, so everybody will be up to date. I want to thank Eileen so very much for coming on, and James and Michelle and Sue Mitchell-Wallace and Valerie. I hope we've answered a lot of your questions tonight. And you know, the conversation doesn't stop when this webinar ends. It keeps going. It keeps going. So please do reach out to all of us. We are here to make this year as successful as possible for you. And I'm so excited to hear about the things that you're doing and just want to thank you all. We can never thank you enough. So thank you for your wonderful leadership. And yeah, I need to set out a heart emoji too. So with that, I'm going to say thank you so very, very much. Link to this will be sent out probably within the next 48 hours. And we love you too. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you so very, very much.